And welcome to the 24-Hour Marketing Mastermind. I really just want to welcome everybody here who's watching. I see that Arlene, you're here, and Wei, you're here. I want to present Katie, who's watching from Orlando right now. Katie's waiting for you if you can see her. Say hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
And Pops is just around the corner from us.
There's Pops. Say hi, Pops.
I do.
Oh man, that's awesome. We've got a good hangout for you today. This weekend was the Empower Network event that they had in Orlando. So if you were able to make it, I'm sure you had a great time. I unfortunately was not able to make it, but I did catch the live stream, and I had a wonderful time. Not even being there, I was just captivated by all the training, all the golden nuggets, which we will be sharing with you today. But I really want to speak to everybody here watching this about what it means to, I suppose, go through the process of getting started, and perhaps you're feeling frustrated. I know that feeling well enough. I know that when people get started and they don't understand all of the techie stuff, because people seem to think that it's they have to be familiar with technology, and that really isn't the case. A lot of people who are successful in this industry are not techie at all, and you spoke to them about HTML code or PHP code, they wouldn't know what you're talking about. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. Arlene, can you hear us and see us? Just refresh your page. Oh my word. This is, I can't believe I did this.
What's the matter, Dave?
I forgot to embed the link. Oh wow, that was embarrassing. Give me a second. Wow, guys. Okay, watching this on a recording, just know that nobody can see this live yet. Let me just do this for you. Give me a second. Wow, what the heck happened there? That was embarrassing. Goodness me.
That's all right.
Oh man, can you tell Pops just to let people know?
Can they go ahead and refresh now and it'll be on?
No, just give it a second. I'm just busy.
Okay, just give it a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you when to do it. Wow, I've never done this before. Okay, we should be on. Oh boy, wonderful thing, the internet. Okay, hold on. Okay, they should be able to see it now. Just on the refresh the page. You should be able to see it now. Can you see me? Everybody watching, welcome. Let me start again. Welcome. Katie, are you there? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, everybody, I'm going to start again. This is this is embarrassing. I forgot to embed the link inside the Hangout page. Just send me a note to let me know that you actually can see it.
I'm looking at my Pops' phone real quick. I'm going to check.
Okay.
Okay, hit play.
I refreshed earlier.
Yes, we can, Dave. Cool. All right.
Okay, awesome.
So let me start again. Let's go
Thanks,
back to.
Dave.
Thank you.
He's going to be my moderator a little bit.
All right, so let's start again. Everybody, welcome
Yeah.
to the 25 Marketing Mastermind. If you've come to this website because you got an email or perhaps you're starting out, welcome. Power Network just had an event in Orlando, and we were lucky enough to catch. Well, I was lucky enough to get the live stream, and I know Katie, she was there at the Empower Network event, and Stephen also got to see it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it, but I know that it was definitely something that really changed a lot of things for me in my business, because they had terrific training. They had most of the leaders up there, and they also had a terrific VIP training at the end of it on Sunday, which I gave a lot of golden nuggets. And so if you're watching this for the first time, I want to welcome you. I know that I just want to welcome Elaine back to my team. She joined the other day, and I also want to welcome Christina. Christina, let me just find out. Hold on a second. Look at that name mixed up all the time. Yes, sorry, Charity. I know you joined as well. Welcome to the team, and I know you're going to find this a terrific system. The other thing I want to mention, well, I wanted to get into, and if you guys are watching this recording, sorry if I'm repeating this, but nobody was seeing this live, so I had to embed it. So let me just start again. A lot of people who get into this business are very frustrated because they don't know a lot of techie stuff, and they really are struggling because they think they need to be a person who knows computers to get around this. Well, the truth is that you don't need that, right? The thing is that everybody here on this, I assume, can learn. If you can learn, that you're in good stead. I know Katie's not a techie person. I know Pops isn't a techie person, and even Stephen, who's not here today because he's having some trouble with his connection, he isn't a techie person. And if you know who Ryan Maynard is, Ryan Maynard produces tremendous results with his business, and he is not a techie person at all. And I think when he first got started, actually, he bought a computer for the first time in his life, and he had to learn it. And how did he do it? He learned it by just going on YouTube and Google and learning the basics. It just comes down to that. And I know this feels overwhelming, but you have to remember that when you get started with any sort of system, you are going to feel overwhelmed because there's so much that you need to learn. And my suggestion to you would be to actually break things down. So if you have a list of 10 things you need to learn, break it down in threes, break it down in twos, so you can get something down and then learn it, and learn it well, and then move on to the next thing. The great thing about Empower Network is that I have a walkthrough section which you can go to and just go and look at the walkthroughs and watch that training. And it doesn't mean watching it once, it doesn't mean watching it twice, it means watching it as many times as you need to so that you can get it down and understand what it's all about. If you just do one step at a time, you'll be fine. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Great. So that's the whole idea.
Yeah, look at your feet. They're Longfellows.
Yeah. Okay. So please don't feel overwhelmed if you're getting started. Even if you are, and I got to be careful here because Pops is just around the corner. But even if you are a person who are more advanced in your years, that isn't any excuse either. I know that I know Joe McKenzie's watching this as well, and Joe manages to do this because he wants to learn, and he's one of the sharpest people I know when it comes to learning, and in fact he's sharper than a lot of 24-year-olds I know when it comes to learning computers, and it's just because he's got a pure hunger to learn things. And it just boils down to that. And if you don't know how to do something, use your resources like YouTube or Google, or if you have any grandchildren or any kids yourself, just go to them and ask. All right, it's as simple as that. I know one of the people using Kalatu wanted to test how simple it was. So she just let her kids play around with it and set up a blog for her, and they were able to do it. All right, so it isn't a case of being too advanced. It's just a case of going through the training. And inside your Collage Premium, there is something called Q&A sessions. And the Q&A sessions are very long and they're very detailed. And if you sit through them, they will answer some questions you have about setting up your Collage blog. There's also a great resource inside of YouTube. You can type in setting up Collage blog. All you got to do is punch that in Google, and you'll find somebody out there who's had a webinar on that, on how to actually set up your Collage blog. The resources are infinite when it comes to learning. Don't let obstacles like this stop you, all right? Because if I had stopped, if I had said, you know what, this is too much for me. And when I got started, I didn't know anything about the industry. You know, and me being in IT for 30 years was actually a disadvantage to me because I understand how everything works. And so when they try and make things simple for me, I kind of think to myself, I kind of overthink things. And that's kind of dangerous for me. So in a lot of ways, it took me longer to understand things because I want to know how everything works around it. And when you just get started, you kind of have a little faith in the system because people use it. Tracy Walker, for instance, $1 million earner inside of Empower Network, doesn't even understand HTML code. All she understands are the basic things because she's been in this industry so long, but she doesn't know what code is. She doesn't know how to build a website from scratch. She doesn't know any of that stuff, and she's $1 million earner. So if she can do it, you can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. So don't let that discourage you. All right, you've got to just push through it, and that is called the grind. That is called going through kind of like a refining process where you have to learn basic things. Learning basic things are going to help you to understand it better. And here's the real gem behind learning things yourself. You know, if there was a person who actually set everything up for you, it's still not going to help you because at the end of the day, if you need to go back and change things, you've got to learn it all over again. So even if there was somebody holding your hand and pushing you through all the exercises and setting up your whole system, you're still not going to be able to understand it. And you're still not going to be able to do things. So you have to understand things for yourself. And it just means doing a step every single day so that you understand it. Some people learn quicker, some people learn faster. And half of our problem is we always comparing ourselves to other people. So don't compare yourself to other people. Understand that you have a pace that you need to learn at and find a medium that you can learn properly with. So some people, for instance, prefer reading about it. They prefer reading lots of data on the information. Other people prefer watching videos. That's my medium, so I watch videos. All right, it's not I don't enjoy reading that much, but so I prefer watching videos. And that's why we have the training. Now, here's the great thing about this system. And I kind of want to share this with you because it's the first time this has happened to me. I made a sale this weekend that was an equivalent to a whole year's salary in my country. Just in one day. In one day.
Congratulations, Dave. Congratulations. Yeah. I just want to say that because that is so awesome.
Yeah, it was. And believe me, I couldn't believe it. I could. Stephen was, because we were watching the live Hangout together, and I had my emails on the left side, and we were watching this Hangout, and Stephen was there, and he kind of saw me. I think I did this kind of ridiculous triple take, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But it was unbelievable. And the only reason I could experience that is because I decided to buy the products inside of Empower Network, because it gives you more leverage and it gives you a quicker way to get through, you know, understanding how to build traffic, how to, you know, how to buy traffic, how to use everything under the sun, which is something that I really want to take advantage of now because I'm in a different bracket. And I've come a long way from 2.5 years. And it's just so exciting for me. The fact that I've earned nearly 50,000 Rand over a week. And, just to give you an idea, 50,000 Rand is roughly about 2.5 years' salary in my country. In 1 week. In 1 week. And there's no ways I've ever earned that amount of money in my life. And, it's a little bit surreal. And for those of you who have taken action, I know Elaine Beck, you took action, you decided to get in the system, and that's going to be tremendous advantage for you because it's filled with so much training that's going to really push you forward. I also want to give a shout out to Jennifer Hill. Jennifer Hill decided to take action, and she bought up to the team building formula, and now she has access to my favorite product of all, the 15K formula, which is the main how-to product. So well done for that. I know that Chris Pius is wanting to take action. He wants to get there, and I know he's doing a terrific job. Guys, this is all about taking action. But if you sit back and think, well, I'm just going to stay on the sidelines, I'm going to get in at the basic level, and I'm just going to ride this thing until I get there. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's going to take you a lot longer to get there because those commissions that do come in, even if you get a ton of traffic, it's still going to hold you back because people, when they get in the system, they understand what it's worth, and they're going to upgrade and they're going to get in front of you, and you're going to lose out on those commissions because I can't tell you how many times I've said to, and I've said this to Stephen, I said this to Jake Jervis, I said this to so many people, and I said, if you don't upgrade now, you're going to lose out on those commissions. And I think it was like a few days later, and they lost out on those commissions. So do yourself a favor, get in the system, buy the products, and get to a stage where you can start to build your business and you can become financially free. Because I know it seems like a little, okay, but $3,600 in my country may seem like a little, but it's a tremendous amount of money for me, and it just blows me away. So yeah, that's just been such a wonderful thing. And for those of you on here watching, I want to talk to Katie now because I know Katie has just finished at the Orlando event, and I wanted to ask Katie what it was like being there, what it was like meeting the leaders, because I've had that experience myself. And if you wouldn't mind just sharing it with us, what was it like being there, Katie?
I've been going to events since 2013, so Chicago was my first event. So I was counting on my fingers, and I think I've been to 11 events now. I've only missed one. And each time I go, I have more belief that these are real people. They're just like you and me. You can approach them. They're so humble. They'll just be with you and answer your, just say hi, you know what I mean? And just like, you can ask them questions. And actually what was so cool is that the events are getting a little bit different for me where I found myself going out in the hallway a lot more often and actually running into Tracy Walker and then asking her a question. And right then and there, she just, there's a group of us that she just starts telling us things, and you get like little golden nuggets like that, just walking to the bathroom and back, it's stuff like that. And it's so cool to actually be with them and just talk with them. And it's just awesome.
One of the things I really love about Tracy Walker, and I wanted Declan. Declan, if you're watching this, shout out to you, brother. I know you went to the event, but I was saying to Declan, if you get a chance, please speak to Tracy and thank her for me. And Tracy is this person she is $1 million earner within the company, which means she's earned over $1 million in sales. And I have to say this for legal purposes, but see our income disclaimer at empowernetwork.com/income, because I can't guarantee you're going to make anything because I don't know what you're like. But here's the thing about Tracy. Tracy was in the middle of her webinar. She was actually doing the webinar with her team. And I just sent her a message and I said, hey, Tracy, I was just wondering if you could tell me a little more about the products. And she gave me a link and she spoke to me, but she was doing this while she was on the Hangout. She actually took her time to speak to me. And, Declan as well, Declan reached out to Tracy And she actually got on to Skype with Declan and just spoke to him. And here's Tracy, who's this almost like an unreachable person, and she's wanting to speak to a person who's nowhere near where she is. And that is the type of people that you can encounter at these events. And man, it was so incredible to watch. Do you remember seeing Kevin Sosa when he? Now look, I've never seen Kevin on stage. I've never seen Kevin on stage.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I've never. So
okay, you know what? If you haven't seen him on stage, when you go to events, he usually is. He's so like, I want to be on the microphone. He wants to be. He has so many golden nuggets to say, and the guy is just amazing. And when he gets on the microphone, he is just so cool. So it's like, I've heard him speak before, but actually see him on stage is actually pretty cool. So
man,
he finally earned, got a spot. Yeah.
it was funny because he did this thing where he says, I can do a lot of things, and one of them was I can speak with my mouth closed.
Hey, you know what? Actually, for those of you who have the inner circle, it was maybe just a couple of months ago there's like little dates in the inner circle. There's about 3 or 4 of Kevin Sousa's. They're about like 20 minutes long. They are awesome. So if you got inner circle, go in the back office and listen to Kevin Sousa's inner circle and just find them, and they're just so cool.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that, he's got 30. He was in a company that rhymes with Ramway. He was in that company for 36 years, I think. I remember him saying 36 years in that company, and he never got to diamond. He never did. And David Wood was in the VIP, and he was looking directly at Kevin and saying, "You are going to make diamond." And you could see, because the camera pointed to Kevin, and you could see that he had a huge, like, he could see this is going to happen. And and I'm not. You could understand something. I have never in my life earned the amount of money I've made in this company. I have never. If you have a look at my sales, just because of this event and the exposure that it's given, you can see my sales go up from like $740 all the way up to like earning this month of like $3,000 and $3,600. It's stupid money to me. It's stupid money. I can't even imagine it. They talk about earning $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, and then like David Wood says, "Oh, that's kind of small," and I'm going, "Are you insane?" So that was.
Well, I do have to say, since we're talking about income, it's not typical.
No,
because we don't know what type of person you are. And this is what I always say. They always say that 97% fail in this business, and I think that statement in itself is a failure, because 100%, this is the truth now, 100% of people can do this. It's just 97% do not do the work. Do not be that 97%. Be that 3% that actually does the work, so we can see you on the leaderboards. That's what I want to see, you on the leaderboards, because I believe in you. I know that you could do this, and I want you to be on the leaderboards. That'd be so awesome. Yeah, we could be on the live hangout, and we could just open up a bottle of champagne and celebrate that you're on the leaderboards.
It is, and it is. What you say is so true. 100% of people can do this business, but 98% of people fail because they don't want to persevere. They don't want to work. And I know a lot of you watching this might be saying, "What are you talking about, Dave? I work all the time in this industry. I work on this every single day." And this is where I know Pat says this a lot, and he says, "Don't treat your business like a hobby, treat it like a business." There is something that happens in the way that you make money. There is something that happens where you start to realize, hey, hang on a second, I am completely responsible for this. I've got to kind of decide I'm the person that's got to take the reins, and I'm going to make this happen. Because for the longest time, when I first got started out in this industry, I was kind of hoping at the back of my mind, and I would never admit this when I first started, but I was kind of kind of hoping that maybe my sponsor would kind of do it for me, or he would just show me all the right nuggets and the right tricks, and he would tell me the secret sauce, and he'll kind of make this happen for me. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. There is kind of like a refining fire moment where you suddenly realize, you know what? The only way that I am going to get results is if I take everything I learn and I take action and duplicate it. And duplication is the key. Duplication is the key. A lot of people, for instance, get started with the 21-day blogging challenge, which, by the way, if you haven't done, please do it. They get started with the 21-day blogging challenge. And then they kind of, an example of this would do the challenge, and then they've done their thing for the day, and then they leave it. But we were learning in the VIP training, we were learning stuff like, you know what, if you're going to make a blog, you make a blog, and then you've got a Facebook profile with all your friends and family on it, okay, with all the people that are connected to you. And you go ahead and you write something in your profile. Let's just say you're making, you've done a blog on health tips and how to be healthy. And so you write this crazy blog about how to stay healthy. So you write in this blog, you say, you know what, I learned this great technique with rocks and how you smash it on the wall, and you take the remaining bits and you put it on, and you just leave it, and you say, read more, and you put the link, right? So now that's on your Facebook profile. Now people are going to be looking at that. Maybe you've got a crazy picture attached to it. They're going to want to click that. So they go ahead and click it, and they read the blog. And then what you need to do is you need to take people. So in other words, you want to go ahead and get people to that blog. You go ahead and use your email list. You send out an email, but you send the people straight to your Facebook profile where the actual little blurb is on your blog, so that they go to the Facebook profile, they see you, they friend you, and they click on the link to go and see the blog. And that's how you develop traffic. And so that is really taking it upon yourself to say, you know what, I'm gonna take responsibility for this, and I'm going to make it happen. So do that.
I think you just kind of covered up, I think you covered Jonah's question. Jonah had a question where they post the blog stuff on Facebook, but it's not coming up. Mm-hmm. So since we're kind of changing on what we're doing, instead of just putting your blog post up, make it more like what you're saying, Dave, is make it more interesting, where you write a little story first, use that blog picture as a photo, and just put the link in there so they can read more. So exactly what you're saying. So because I've had issues with that too, where this is kind of going to go around it, so you don't have to worry about it anymore, where you just go on Facebook, do a little story on what your blog is about, then put the little link in there, and then upload the photo that you have that's congruent with your blog, and people will get to that. So you don't even have to worry about that link anymore, and if it's ever going to show up and stuff like that. So that's right on. I hope that took care of for sure Jonah's question. So
that was something that John Oak spoke about. He was saying a lot of people go and they put their blog post link inside of Facebook, and I kind of hope people will go to it because you've got the connection there to your blog post. But if you make it a little bit interesting with a blurb, and then make it interesting enough to say, you know, something that they want, like a cliffhanger, and then say read more, they will click on that and go and see your blog post. So try and be a little more creative. Use things like that. Another way you could do it is you could make a video and put it up on YouTube, and you could say, you know, how to heal yourself with rocks, whatever the case is. And then, you know, that's in the particular YouTube, and you can say, hey guys, I just made this great blog post, which you can go and check it out. Just click the link below this video and go and see it. And then they go ahead and click that link below, and you've got another video on your blog with all of the stuff in your blog post. So that's also another thing you could do to increase traffic. It's stuff like that that's going to get you noticed. It isn't just a case of just doing the 21-day blogging challenge. You have to think outside the box. The whole purpose behind the blogging challenge is to get you to start using your blog post. to start using your blog, and to start understanding how it all fits together. And then you've got to go ahead and don't forget to ping your website. If you don't know what that is, you go to a place called pingmyurl.com, and then you can a place to put your website. So if you've mapped your domain, whatever, if you don't know what mapping your domain is, go into your blog, go into your back office of your Pilates blog, scroll right down to the bottom and click on mapping your domain. But basically, you're going to take your blog and you're going to give it a domain name, like mydomainname.com, mywebsomething.com. Like mine is the 24hourmarketer.com, and I've mapped it. So when people go to my.com, they will go to my blog post. You go ahead and put that in the click pingmyurl.com, put the link in there, and then click on submit, and then that'll start to submit all of those blog posts to the search engines, which will index your site. And once you've indexed your site, it's going to be there on the index. So when people find your blog post, they've searched for it, it's going to be there. So that's something you want to take advantage of also. And the other thing too is they've also extended the discount for the all-in policy. So if you're not all in yet, they've also given you a tremendous discount, which is only going to be, I think, for the less than 12 hours it's available. And so you want to take advantage of that.
So Arlene was actually saying that she didn't understand. She sometimes needed to have it repeated. So I'd say go ahead and watch the replay. But do you want to go through? Do you want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
About the whole blog thing?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, say it again, Katie.
Okay, so basically, Arlene, what I was saying is when John Oakes was talking about sharing your blog post on Facebook, there's actually two ways that you can do this. The first way is sharing your blog link, which uploads your blog on there, which will share just the link. It'll have the picture and it'll have a little description and your little title there. He did a little test where you do it a different way, where you could write a paragraph, your own paragraph, and kind of leave a cliffhanger, and then put your URL on the bottom, and then also just upload just the photo of that blog post, you know, that the photo that you use for your blog, as, you know, congruency, because when they go visit your blog, it's going to be the same picture, if that makes sense. So I hope that makes sense. Because then it just kind of gives it gives a better traction, like more traffic. Like people are going to be more interested if you do like a little story first and say, hey, if you want to read more, here's my blog post link. Say that 3 times fast, and then just put your link in there, and then upload the photo, and that should work.
Yeah, it has a better traction, because if you just go ahead and stick in your blog post, even though it might be embedded there nicely, even if it is embedded there nicely, it's far better to get people's interest or intrigue about the actual blog post than to just put a blog post in. All right, that's really going to serve you. And if your pictures aren't coming up for your blog post, it just means that your site is not indexed properly yet with Google and Facebook. So you might have to wait a bit longer for that to happen, but it will happen. And
there's another reason why I think that it works better is because it's more personable. Instead of just throwing a link out there, it just doesn't seem very personal. So you want to write your own little story first, and then, you know, say, hey, if you want to learn more, go ahead and click on my link. And visit my blog. And don't forget to comment.
Don't forget to comment. That's right. That's another thing. If you comment, what's Arlene saying? If you have a video and not a picture, what you can do is you can use an application called Jing.
I love Jing.
Go to Jing, search for Jing. It's made by TechSmith, the same people that make Camtasia. Download it, install it, and it's very simple to use. I've even got a video once you've installed it that shows you how to use it. But you can actually capture the video, just a picture of the video, and you can capture it, save it on your desktop, and you can upload that to Facebook. Just reading some of the questions here.
Yeah, I have to look over at my dad's phone because I can't see the comments myself on my cell phone.
No,
So he's kind of be like my sidekick moderator here.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Let's see. How was the party, Katie?
Which one? I actually got to go. I kind of crashed Rhonda Swan. She's from the Unstoppable product with Tracy Walker. There was actually a costume party at her house, and I crashed it, and it was so funny. Chris Jones was dressed up as Indiana Jones. I mean, come on. And then David Wood was Superman. So I thought that was fun. Yeah. So it was cool. It was cool. And then actually Saturday night, I was so tired. I didn't go to the Black iPass party. I was just so tired because I was just up all night the night before, and so I didn't go to that. But unfortunately, but it was good. Otherwise,
I didn't go either.
Actually, if I would have periscoped or had a hangout or something, I would have had you on there. You know.
That's another thing that we learned also about Periscope. We can't go into detail about it now, but Periscope is a great tool that you can use to get a lot of followers. And so basically, it's an app you put on your phone, and you can also go ahead. You can create your, put the app on your phone and make a Periscope, and you can actually stream while the whole world watches you, because there is kind of like a map that shows people who's periscoping. And the best thing, and I want to start doing that. And I know Kerry is on here. She also gave me a lesson in using Periscope, and I'm really grateful for that, Kerry. Thank you so much. But one of the things that's so great about Periscope in my country is that hardly anybody is using it. So I think she knows of one person that's using it in South Africa. So people are going to see this map, and then they're just going to see this red dot in the corner, right in the tip of Africa. And, so I could develop a lot of followers that way. But even if you don't live there, that's fine. The whole idea is you get people to follow you, and then when you're speaking, you can actually have a whiteboard behind you with your website address on it so people can know who you are. But do your research on Periscope, go to YouTube, figure it out, and figure out how to start it, and figure out how to stop it. There's a lot of people.
Actually, if anybody's interested, for $97, I believe, everybody should have an email or a text message from Empower that you can actually get the live stream for $97. And I believe that there should be, Dad, is there training? Do they do the Sunday training? The all-in training? Do they add that in there or no?
I think they included it in there as well. That was some good training.
Maybe I shouldn't. Okay. Maybe I should have figured that out first before I said it. But Tracy Walker did do a Periscope training in there. So she gave like 10 tips or whatever. So it was pretty cool.
The other thing that we want to also tell you about, and this is extremely exciting, and we want everybody that's on this to go ahead and get this, because I'm definitely going to be there. Well, hopefully, I would like to be there physically, but it's not something that's, we'll have to see, because they only have room for like 50 people, but they're having a retreat. Now, if you were in Empower Network right from the beginning, there was something called the Costa Rica Intensive course, which is now the top producer. And if you have the top producer, you can ask them to unlock it. But basically, there was a retreat at Costa Rica where they invited a certain amount of people, and they did this course where they had David Wood was teaching this stuff, and a lot of other people came along to do teaching. But they're having, I don't know what it's called. Do you know what it's called, Kenny?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? What do you?
Do you know what the retreat is called? It's going to be held in Hawaii, and they're doing I wish I knew what it was called.
Hold on a second.
I think it's the Masters.
I think it's just a mastermind.
Mastermind retreat.
Yeah, just a mastermind retreat, something super simple like that. So,
Yeah,
the words on the street, it is going to be in Hawaii. So, and it's only the top 50 is going to be able to go.
top 50
And
and
yep,
top 50.
50.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you and they're going to have this retreat in a dislocated in a non-disclosed location where only certain people will be allowed to go if they're gold. I think gold, platinum, and diamond. Those people will be flown there, and it's going to be like a super event. And the higher you are, the nicer you'll be treated. Apparently, like first class travel, whatever the case is. But if you're not in the top 50, they're going to have this webinar, which is going to be streaming all over the world. And the whole idea is to get like 5,000 people watching this, and you're going to be getting over-the-shoulder training, by people who do paid traffic, people that get tremendous results, and you're going to be able to see what they're doing. And so they had a special going on for like $97, which I'm sure is going to go up tremendously. I think it's like 147 now.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So if you get that, you'll be in line to go and see that live streaming.
And this is just like you don't want to miss out because, like I said, I got a live stream. Actually, what happens is that you can have one live stream per, like, if you have like a group of people, you can all get together, just one live stream. You don't each have to buy a live stream unless you want to qualify as one of the top 50. So the person who owns that live stream is the person that can qualify to be the top 50. But what you could do, like what we did, is we bought one live stream, and we're just going to have like a group of people coming over and have popcorn and watch this live stream. But if one of us in the group wants to qualify, they have to buy the ticket for the live stream, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. You're going to get, myself and Steve are going to get together as well in January next year, and we're going to be making a poiki. And if you don't know what a poiki is, oh my word, look it up. It's amazing.
It's awesome. It's like a booyah in Minnesota. But hey, Bill was actually asking a question if we're still using e-wallet, and we are. What is it called again? It's like GPG or something like that. I don't remember, but
it's a GPG in Empower Network. Just so people
you can find it.
Yeah, just so people know, if you have been with the old iPass 2 system, that is going to carry on working until the members in that system decide to move over to the new Empower Network iPass system. But that will still be going, and that uses the e-wallet system. But the new system with Empower Network and iPass uses the GPG, Pay Global Wallet thing, which is you go to Tools and then Commissions. I think it's Tools, Commissions.
I think it's My Business and Commissions.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, it's under where you see commissions. So
okay.
On the link below, it'll take you to the global payment system, and you'll be able to set it up there. And it works better for me, actually, because the iPass e-wallet thing, I've got to wait like 9 days to get the money transferred. But this works a lot quicker for me. So if it's a lot quicker for me, it'll be almost instant for you. So yes. Let's see, is it anybody else has got some questions? I couldn't believe the way that Kevin spoke with his mouth closed. That was just so funny. He shut his mouth and he spoke. Oh man, that was funny. That was hilarious.
So Carrie was asking some about Periscope on YouTube training. Maybe she suggested that you do that?
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of Periscope training on YouTube.
Oh, that's what she's saying. Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of Periscope training on YouTube. But the great thing also about Periscope is that, well, here's the thing. It only stays up for like 24 to 48 hours. It stays up. But you can actually go to a website called catch.me with a K. And you can get those Periscopes you make linked to that website, and it'll keep it up there forever. And so you can take that same video and you can upload it to YouTube, and you can actually put it up as posts for your website and your blogs. So that's also something you can use. So, man, there was just
That's definitely great duplication right there. Like you do a quick Periscope and you save it on catch.me, upload it to YouTube. You got it on your YouTube channel. Then you upload it in your media hosting in Kalatu, which is available in premium. And then you have it forever in your Kalatu back office, and it'll never get shut down and taken away. And then you can put it in a blog. It's perfect.
And you can
duplication.
One last thing, David Wood ended off the VIP session with this long speech, which was incredible. But it boiled down to the fact that, he was giving this illustration of a lot of gurus out there kind of are depicted in a way of they kind of connected to God, and then they say, here, touch me so you can touch God. But he was saying that what you want to do is really just be the person, and then just bring them up so that they can go ahead and just catch it all. And the whole idea is that you are the guru. You are the person that's going to get you to the next level. All right? There's nobody else that's going to do it. And in 6 months from now, if you have plowed into your training and you learn your stuff, somebody is going to join your team and is going to be asking you the same questions you asked. And then you're going to go, oh, is that what Dave meant? Because the truth is that when I started, I didn't know anything. And when somebody would ask me a question, I kind of fumbled a bit because I wasn't making myself familiar with the system. But now that I've actually gone through that process, when somebody asks me a question, I understand that the only way I got there was to actually do it by myself. And I know it sounds cumbersome, it sounds boring, but the only way that you are going to get to a level where you can, when you know your stuff, is by actually going through the training. How many times has somebody told you the same thing over and over again, and then one day it clicks, one day a light goes on because you were already listening? Try and take that approach with your business. And there is a Empower Hour happening in about 10 minutes time, 12 minutes time. What time is it now? Yeah, 12 minutes. There's an Empower Hour training that's going to be had. I actually don't know who's going to be on it right now. Let me check.
And that's exactly what happened to me, by the way, is that I kept going through the products and I kept training myself and learning this stuff over and over and over again until I got it, and being consistent on every single day. Seriously, in the last 2.5 years, I felt like I've never had a day off from I've listened to David Wood for 2.5 years, and I feel like my eyebrows is probably going to start doing this every time I talk. So it's like, it's just once you keep doing it over and over and over again, something will happen where something will click. It's like mini breakthroughs, mini breakthroughs, mini breakthroughs. And then something will happen and your brain will just open up and everything will just pretty much make sense, it feels like.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
That's my experience. And I think that's pretty much what happens with, I think, everybody else. It's just, you're going to hear some story, you're going to hear something, you're going to hear a training, you're going to hear a webinar, you're going to hear an inner circle, you're going to hear an Empower Hour. Something's going to be there that's going to open everything up for you, and everything is going to make sense. And you're going to make that decision and say, this is not a hobby. I got to start being serious and treat this like a business, because this is my thing. I have control. Nobody else does. Yes, I can go ask questions with Dave and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But also take ownership for your own business.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I can't stress how many times I've had the conversation with people that say, Dave, you have all the answers. And it's easy to say that to me when I've been doing this for so long, because I went through that grueling process of getting to know the system. But when I started out, it was difficult. David Wood was talking about when he started out, and he said that the amount of frustration he went through trying to get a system together and trying to get a comp plan together, and he just never gave up until he got it. He just never quit. He made this big speech about the fact that I'm just not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. I got this idea, as he calls it, the vision of what he wanted to do, walking in the plants and the fields, and he just got this vision of what he wanted to do, and he just never quit. And it's easy enough to say that, but you've just got to take the attitude of, you know what? I don't care how long it takes me. I don't care if it takes me a whole year. I'm going to do this until I make this work. That's exactly the attitude I had. When I first started out, I said to myself, I'm going to do this until I die, meaning there was no way that I was going to ever say to myself, I can't do this, because I knew it could be done. I knew it could be done. And, I just had such a belief in myself that when I first started out, nobody, you know what I'm going to do, Katie? And I'm telling you, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a personalized number plate, just like Chris Jones. And it's going to say, you said no. I'm telling you, it's going to say, you said no. Because how many people, I said in the beginning, I said, I'm doing this business, and there's just so much in it, and you can make a lot of money with this. Why don't you join me? I can't tell you how many people said no to me, said, it's a scam, it's a pyramid. And now that I'm actually earning money, I'm getting very different looks from people. And I'm going to have that number plate. Chris Jones has it on his. It says, you said no. And I'm telling you now, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it so that happens, because you can't understand the type of validation when I see commissions like I've made this week, and then people see it and they go, what are you doing? And I go, remember that thing that business I was doing? And they go, yeah. He says, well, you said no. You said you weren't interested. Oh, no, I didn't really, it wasn't that. I just, I just like to know that I'm getting paid. And I'm like, you know what? I write my own checks. I decide what I'm going to be worth. You want to earn a set amount? Guys in my country earn 5,000 Rand a month. That's $420 a month. And they're expected to pay rent, food, transport, which you can't do because you've got to live with 3 other people in order for you to make the rent. That's what they earn. And they just think, well, that's what I'm going to earn. And I'm just lucky with that. And I'm saying, you know what I earned last week? And I tell them, and their eyes get this big. They cannot believe it. You know why? Because they weren't interested. And now I'm slowly starting to get people going, hey, Dave, could you, the thing you're doing, I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind, sharing that with me. Why? You said no. But I mean, I'm not like that. Of course I told them. I'm just saying. And here's the other thing I do. I don't even tell them what I do. I don't tell people what I do. If somebody says, what are you to do? I just say, go to the website. Go to the website. I'll send you an email. Oh, well, no. Well, what is it you do? But just go to the website. Because there's no ways that you can convince anybody if they don't have a dream. If you don't have a dream, you're dead in the water and you're never going to make it. If you don't have a dream, it's not going to happen for you, period. It just won't happen. And and I know that Katie is going to be extremely successful. Same with Pops, and same with Stephen. Same with Ryan Delport. Same with Bill. Same with Wade Hamill. Same with Giovanna watching this. They take
everybody
action.
on this.
Yeah.
Everybody on this Hangout. You know what? You're sitting here watching this right now, and you're in the right place. Okay, you're with us. You're with Dave. Dave, you are the man. Okay, I am so thankful that I know you. And what I want to say is that in the beginning, I didn't believe it. And that's why I stuck around that, yes, because in some way I did believe it, that it was going to happen. But I didn't completely say no. But I think the reason why people say no is because they just don't believe it. And they don't believe in themselves. I mean, the system obviously works. It's proven. Me, you, right? Income disclaimer.
Yeah,
EmpowerNetwork.com/ this can happen 100%. People can do it. .php. It will happen. You just have to believe in it, and that's why Empower Network has the name Empower Network. We're here to empower you and help you succeed. Really, simple as that. You just got to listen to the product. It's in there. You walk up to me. You walk up to David Wood. You walk up to Dave Rainica. You walk up to my dad. We'll look you straight in the eye and we'll say, "Yeah, you can do this. We believe in you." And that's what I say. You can look in my eyes and you can believe that I say that. And that's so true. And I've learned about humility, and I've learned to be humble enough to be confident to say, just to anybody, I love you, I appreciate you, and I believe in you. And it's so, and you can do this. I mean, it's just so freeing to say that.
I also want to address what Arlene's saying about having your own learning curve. And that is absolutely true. You have to go through your learning curve. And I want to say at the same time that there are a lot of stubborn people out there, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're only going to do what you're going to do. I can't convince you otherwise. You're going to have to do what you're going to do. You may have a strategy that I don't agree with. You may have a strategy that I think isn't going to work, but I cannot convince you that isn't going to work. You're going to have to go through that to the point where you actually realize, after doing the same thing over and over again and banging your head on the wall 300 times, you know what? Maybe it doesn't work. Some people learn like that. And some people will do something until they make it work for themselves. But yes, everybody has their own learning curve. Everybody knows that they have to go through what they go through. Some people are not prepared to take any risks, for instance. They don't want to take any risks. They will do exactly what they just need to do. And until they start being a little bit uncomfortable, they will not see success. And I also want to say, and I want to talk about this person because I think he has taken the biggest amount of action that I've ever seen, and that is, I want to take action. I want to say congratulations to Andrea. Andrea, if you're watching, you know who I'm talking to. She took massive action, Katie, and she got the mass influence formula. And I just want to commend her because I know that she wants to make this work, and I know that she's passionate about doing this. I saw her last time in Vegas, and Andrea, if you're watching this, I want to say right to you right now that I absolutely believe in you. I know that you can make this happen for yourself. I know that you can because you take action. You were telling me the other day you did your 100th blog post, and I just want to commend you for that because I know that you're going to make this work. And I want to communicate more with you. I want to interact with you because I see you taking action. And Arlene, I haven't forgotten about you. We're going to get on Skype tomorrow. We're going to talk because I know you're struggling with some things there. And I know that I've spoken to most of the people that are on this that I can see in the comment section on Skype. And Katie's right. All of you watching right now are going to be extremely successful. And my hope is that every single one of you will pass me. That is what I want to see. I want to see you succeed to the extent that you're going better than I am. And I truly mean that. I want that to be true. Because ultimately, this business is about helping other people succeed. It's helping people see a tremendous success in what they're doing. And I owe a lot of my success to all of the friends out there that have supported me, who have said, Dave, just keep on doing this. I know that Steve says to me all the time, he says, because I said to Steve, I've run out of videos, and he'll say, do the same one again, just like I told him. And I laugh at that, but it's so true because I forget a lot of things. And I want to say a tremendous thank you to everybody. And you know who you are. I'm not going to run through the whole crowd, but thank you so much for all your support. I want to say thank you to Katie. because I know Katie puts in tremendous amount of work. Oh man, Katie, I was so proud of you the other day. Katie did 8 videos in one day. 8 videos. All right, that is tremendous. And
You know why? Because I missed the day before, so I made up for it. That's the truth. I missed a day, and I'm like, oh crap, I have to do 8, and it can happen. What's really funny is that when you think you can, when you set your mind to something, it'll happen. It will. And I just wanted to say real quick that there is no right or wrong way, because that was one of my struggles that I went through this, is like, oh my gosh, am I doing this the right way, or am I doing it the wrong way? And it's building up the confidence to saying, this is my business. I'm taking ownership. This is the way I'm going to do it. And I'm going to attract the people that are, that I want to attract. And they're going to understand what I'm doing. So just the biggest part is like, speak your vision, speak your story. Just tell them what's going on. Speak where you're going into the future. Simple as that.
Don't be afraid of, you have to remember that you are putting yourself out there. You are telling people what you're about. And people don't know who you are. They don't know what you stand for. They don't know, that you believe in you've got a strong moral standpoint against right and wrong. Maybe you want to help people. Maybe you want to, help a charity. One of the things that I want to do, for instance, is I want to start a charity. There is a big need in my country for people that really don't have homes. I remember speaking to a guy once in church. We were just, and we have this expression, make your heart sore, in a language in this country. And I remember just trying to talk to somebody in church, and I said, what do you do for a living? And he looked me straight in the eye and said, I'm desolate. And I had no idea what to say. I had no idea, and it made me cry so much, because to actually hear somebody say, I'm desolate, and you have no place to go, is it's terrible. I mean, the people that struggle their whole lives, and they're really trying to make a difference. And I want to be able to do that to people. I want to give people a chance. So you have to let people know where you're standing. And yes, it's very hard for me to speak about it, because I understood where this person was coming from, because I know what it's like to be on the street. I know what it's like to be just about kicked out when you can't make a payment on something and somebody says you're out. I know what that's like. So for me to see it firsthand, and I wasn't even living I wasn't even living over here. I was living in the UK, and I was going to be kicked out of where I lived. And so for me to see that was very heart sore for me. So I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to help and contribute, so I can see other people succeed. But people are not going to know that about you if you just don't say anything. And that's why I want to encourage you to make videos. I want to encourage you to put your belief systems out there so people know what you stand for, because people connect with you that way. They connect with people they like, they know, and they trust. And I don't say that as a cliche. I say that to be real. When I went to Vegas, a lot of people came up to me and said, Dave, I appreciate what you do. I watch your videos all the time. And I don't know who these people are. It's because I've developed a bond with them. And that's the only way that you can make your value known to other people. And we have gone way over time here. I know that we're on 9:04 at the moment. And if you're watching this, and if you're stuck onto the end, well done. I know you can do this. I know Katie believes in you. I believe in you. Pops believes in you. And I want you to be successful. I really do. And when I say I want you to be more successful than me, I want to be able to see that happen. It's true. And I learned that from a very good friend of mine. And he told me once, he said, you know what, Dave, I want to do myself out of a job. And I didn't understand what he meant until now. But the truth is that if you can get people to succeed and you can move on to something better, you're doing the right thing. So let's do it, all right? Start taking action. And if you haven't taken action, make tonight or tomorrow the first day of the rest of your life. Decide you're going to go through it step by step. You're just going to make a huge difference with what you're doing. So that being said, Katie, you want to say goodbye to everybody so they can get on the.
Yes, and real quick, I just wanted to say that the importance of the 24-hour marketing mastermind that you're watching right now, I just want to say that, yes, we are telling you to take responsibility into your own business and take action, but we're also here, the whole point, just think about this right now, the whole point of 24-hour marketing mastermind is that we're here for you, ask your questions, be part of the community so you don't have to feel like you're alone, because I felt like I was left alone on an island too. So it's nice to have this. It's for the longest time I didn't have it. So it's you guys, you have something here where you can be a part of it every week, ask the questions so we can help you out and get you stronger into your business. So yeah.
That being said, I'm saying
Yes.
goodbye. You want to say, hey, Pops, do you want to say goodbye?
Pops, you want to say goodbye? Say bye.
All right, cheers, guys. See you same time
All right.
next week.